Hi kids, good afternoon from NYChessKids. Parents, good afternoon. My name is Saudin, and in this lesson, we are going to learn about decoy. Decoy happens in the chess games a lot, and it is a very important study that we're going to do. So let me first explain you what a decoy is, and then we're going to go into the action. Look, queen is attacking the queen, but king is protecting the queen. So what we're going to do is we're going to sacrifice our bishop on f2, and when the king takes, we are going to take the queen. So that's the idea, right? Now let's go back just to see this position one more time. If he would play bishop f2 and king goes to e2, then we would have this bishop g4 move, right? So if you want, you can take a piece of paper, you can write down, pause the video if you need more time. I am going to just explain you the positions and not give you very much time for thinking, because I don't want to make the video too big. But like I said, you can pause and take as much time as you want. So let's go. Bishop f2, and we take the queen. So the next one, what do we have here? Try to figure out the move here for black. We have this hidden attack on the queen, right? So we have knight on e4, bishop on d6. So definitely, if you take on f2, king, knight f2, you are making a fork. So king takes on f2, and then you can play move bishop g3, or you can play move bishop to c5, and you are winning the game. Let's see here, bishop to g3, and then we take queen d1, right? So that's the idea. Let's go to the next one. What's going on here? Okay, we have this queen on d4, not protected, exposed, right? There's this hidden attack on the queen, right? But of course, if you move the bishop somewhere, the queen can be traded, right? Or our knight is attacked. So do you see the move here? Okay, the move is knight f7, right? We sacrifice the knight, we are taking the rook, and we are about to take that piece, right? So if the king takes, then we just do the discover attack, right? Bishop g6, and then we take the queen. Okay, let's see the next one. Yeah, this one is very, very nice. Try to find a move here. You have those two knights and the bishop in the action. Okay, so the move is bishop to f2. Let's calculate together. If king takes on f2, then you play knight e4 and you are making a fork. If you play bishop f2 and queen takes on f2, then you play knight d3 and you fork both of the pieces. What a cool move, right? Look at this. And of course now knight e4, you are making a fork and you are winning. Let's see number 5. Here you have a queen. On b2 you have knight on e1, and we are kind of targeting this queen on d6, right? So let's see if you can find a move, and then I'll help you. So the first move that we play here is queen a3, right? We are making a skewer. If the king moves, we are going to take a queen. But if the king takes, then knight e2 is a checkmate. Let's see the next one. Okay, nice one. Look, we have to defend ourselves here. We are exchange up, but the white played, this attack with a now queen g7, right? Look, he wants to play queen g7, checkmate. At the same time, he's attacking the knight and d1, but a beautiful move saves the game and wins the game. And that move is a decoy queen h1. Look at this cool move. King has to take, and now you take knight f2, and you trade the queens, and you save your king. There's no checkmate anymore, and you ended up with the exchange up and winning position. Beautiful defense. Okay, let's see what's the decoy here. Look, we are pinned here. We are in trouble. We cannot play bishop to g7, right? Because the queen takes queen. But we can decoy the king, put the king into a bad position, right? Because after rook f8, now we have a check. And then we take queen d5 and win the game. Okay, let's see what's going on here. So we have those two rooks on the d file, right? Clearly very dangerous for us because we cannot take the queen on c6 because rook d8 is a checkmate. So we can play a move and make a decoy. So I'll give you a couple of seconds. Okay, the correct move here is queen to g2. Now you sacrifice a queen, king has to take, and now when you take bishop c6, it is a pin, and you are going to win also the rook on d5. Let's see the next one. What do we have here? We have the queen is attacking the queen, rook is attacking the bishop. We also have kind of secret move here, right? The queen attacking on g7, you see the bishop is on c3. So try to figure out what can you do here. Okay, let's see. The first move is queen g7. And when king takes, now you have rook g5 move. And look, the black king is in a double check and cannot move. Right? There's no place to move. It's checkmate. We had this one in deflection when he studied, so it's basically the same position. Our queen and the rook, they are attacked, and what we can do here, we are really targeting this queen on a4. So basically, we can deflect and decoy this king, and then after e3, it's check. So the king has to take, and then we take on a4. And also here, we also had this position in deflection. So you see decoy and deflection, the positions are similar. Now, here we have some back rank issues, right? Because the bishop on b1 is here and blocking the rook. So after rook c1, the queen has to take. So we are deflecting and decoying the queen, and then knight e2 is going to win that queen because rook cannot capture the queen. Queen can take the queen, right? And now, of course, we take the queen and we win the game. Let's see what's going on here. Now, what pieces do we have? We have a queen, right, on c5. We have bishop on e4, rook on e1, pieces that you need for the combination here. So think for a couple of seconds, and then I'm going to give you a move. So when you look at the position, definitely this rook is going to be very important because it's preventing the king, right, to move to e file. But we also have that move queen e7, checkmate, right? Now, if we play bishop to g6, the king can take or a rook can take. If rook takes, then we play queen e7, checkmate. If king takes, then we have a queen h5, checkmate. So basically we are decoying that king to h5. So if the king goes to h5, I'm sorry, g6, then queen h5 is a checkmate. So here queen e7, checkmate. Let's go to the next one. We have a king on f6. We have two bishops here. So let's see what can we do to create the checkmate position here. Right. Now look, we are clearly have great attack here, right? And but black is defending this position. So if we play this move, bishop to h4, we are making a pin, right? So the queen has to take, and then we have this move, queen d8, and then we win the queen. So it's a skewer. We win the queen. Okay, let's go to the next one. What do we have here? We have a rook on c1, a knight on d5, queen on a6. This kind of positions we already had before. So think for a couple of seconds and then we'll find the move. Again, pay attention to the knight and d5. Pay attention how rook on open file is so important. So it means we play rook c8. Now, queen has to take, otherwise we are capturing knight. And now you have this knight e7 move. So it's fork. You are taking the king, you are taking the queen, and when the rook takes, we take on c8. Okay, let's see the number 15. We have open file for a rook. Rooks are always very important. The knight on g5 can help you. So let's see if you can figure out the combination here. Okay, I'm sure you found this move, a rook d8, right? Because if the king takes, then we play knight f7 and we make a fork, take the queen. If king goes to e7, then we take on h8 and we get the rook, right? So this is a decoy. And then we take on f7 and we take the queen. Okay, let's go to number 16. Here you have two pieces in action, knight on d5, bishop on c4. We have this attack on c7, and the queen is protecting that. So if you make a decoy, like we move the queen to a bad place by playing bishop e5, and then we take on c7 and capture the queen. Let's see the next one. Yeah, this one you should know right away. We had this position many times. That's basically a smother mate, right? So we have a queen, knight, and of course this bishop is very important because when you play queen g8, rook has to take, king cannot capture, and then we play knight f7. Let's see the number 18. What pieces do we have here? We have a rook on a7. Now we also have queen and the bishop that are very important, and the pawn. Black has some kind of action here, right, that with those two pawns, but the black king is quite weak in a very open position, right? So think for a few seconds and then try to find a move. Okay, so if you play bishop to h7, we are doing a decoy. If king goes to f8, then queen h8 is a checkmate. If king takes the bishop, then we take queen e6, and the next move is going to be rook f7. So by playing this move, we are really now attacking this f7, and this leads into the checkmate, right? Or this kind of sacrifice, right? So let's see number 19. Here we have a queen. We have those two pieces here, bishop and the rook. And you may notice again problems on the back rank. So basically it's a checkmate in 3 moves that you have here. And we had this position when we studied the checkmates in 3 in that book, that with the 200 puzzles. So we are playing queen g8. So we make a decoy. The king has to go now into the double check. Has to go back to the corner, and rook g8, checkmate. Okay, let's see what do we have here. Now we have those two pawns are important for this combination. We also have a pin, right? And the bishop is important. So try to figure out if you can do a decoy. The final result is checkmate. Okay, let's see. So we play first move g4. The queen, of course, cannot capture, right? So king has to take, and then we play bishop to h5. It is a skewer, right? And when the king takes on h5, then you come back and play queen g5, checkmate. Of course, if king goes to g3, you just take the queen, bishop f3. So this is a move that wins the game. Bishop h5. That's the decoy move, right? You're putting this king in a bad position, and queen g5, checkmate. Okay, let's see here. What do we have here? We have a pawn on c2 that can become a queen. We have a rook on b2. And then what's going on here is, look, white also has some kind of unpleasant attack with a queen f8, and you have to be careful not to get checkmated. So we have to see what's the first move that you can play, the move that can help you to survive here, because if you take the queen right away, then the queen f8, white continues with attack. So the decoy move is queen h1. We sacrifice a queen. Then we push the pawn and get another queen. And here, of course, now we cannot take rook f2, but what we can do, we can play queen to c6. And there's no move for white. I mean, white's giving the queen, but we can see the other options there. If you play king h2, then rook f2, or if you play king g1, then rook b1, and rook h1, checkmate. So that's right. That's here we have a queen h1, checkmate. Okay, let's see what the decoy is here. We have a rook on f7, bishop on g7, queen on h4. So we have to figure out what can we do here to make an attack. Okay, think for a couple of seconds, and then we can try to find a move. Okay, so I'm wondering what do you think here? Are you thinking about sacrificing your queen, or is there any other better move here? So we have this move bishop h8. So what we are doing with this move, we are attacking queen h7, right? Now, if the king takes, we can play queen f6 check, and then queen g7 checkmate. Let's go a little bit back just to see, is there any other option here? Look, when we play bishop h8, yeah, we are threatening to play this move queen h7. Now, if black plays pawn to h5, yeah, that's something that can be played as well, right? So we have to see, is there a move here that you can play? Queen g3, king f7, queen g7, king e6, queen f6, king d7. He runs away, right? So bishop h8. What happens if if black plays h5? So then in that case, you will have to take queen f6, right, and queen g7. There's no defense about it. So queen g3 is not going to work, because king can take on f7, or also queen can go to g4, or bishop g4 block, right? So that means h5 is not working, because you can take queen f6. Okay, here it's clear, right? The same position. Okay, let's see here. We have a two pieces, queen and the rook, knight and d6. Of course, for attack, also rook on c1 can help us and join the attack. But at the same time, queen is attacking on b2 and wants to make a checkmate. So you have to be careful, right? What move to play here. So think for a couple of seconds what do you want to play, and then we'll find a move. This defense is very advanced, right? I know you are maybe thinking about rook h8, right? And if king takes, knight f7, taking the queen. But don't forget that black has also rook f7 to capture your piece, right, on f7. So the defense here is queen f7. So first you play that move. Now rook has to take, and then you play rook h8. King takes on h8. You take on f7 with a check, and you take on e5. So this defense, yeah, this is more advanced kind of defense. Queen f7, then rook h8, knight f7, and the outcome here is, look, black is a pawn up, but white has excellent knight on e5, better than a bishop on d7. This pawn can move forward to c6, c7, right? So white has chances here. Otherwise white was in trouble there, because queen b2 would be a checkmate. Okay, let's see the number 24. What do we have here? We have a knight on d4, a rook rook on e1, right? So how can we make a decoy here? Look, the target, of course, the target here is the queen on f4. So you need to play two accurate moves, and then you are going to get a queen. Okay, let's see the move. The first move is rook e8, and now, of course, if the king goes to g7, you play knight e6. It's a fork. But if the king goes to f7, then you play rook f8, right? The king has to take, and then knight e6 wins the queen, and that's a good defense. And you take the queen.